Hi, welcome to my live. I'm Candy Michael from Powell, Ohio, and we have a gorgeous day here. It's unbelievably warm and it's a great day to be outside. I actually thought about doing my live outside, but I chickened out. Hey, welcome. I'm glad you're here. I am very, very happy to show you a layout of a card, and then I did two different versions of it. So I'm going to make it here live. I didn't make one up ahead of time, so I'm shooting from the hip. And what do we call that? Wing It Wednesday. This is Candy's version. But welcome. I'm glad you're here, and I will get started on this super fun, fairly easy card. And you can come up with many, many themes. So my theme today is the theme using or making a couple of cards for my guys. Not that they're big drinkers, but I thought this just reminded me of some fun masculine cards that I can do. Hey, I know a lot of girls, counting me, that like the beer. So it could be for a girl too. I'm just using some darker colors and it's nothing foo-foo-y. So you can make it whatever you want. Thanks for joining again. I'm working with the Stamp Set Whiskey Business will be on one of them. And then Brewed for You, which is one of our new bundles. And that Brewed for You has some dies with it. These are the dies. I pulled these off because I'm going to be using these. But these are the dies that go with Brewed for You, and just a super sweet, easy stamp set to work with. And I don't know, I see a lot of potential with this, so we're going with it. We're going for it and going with it. This die set is called Brewed Dies, and then the Brewed for You, I believe, is what the bundle name is. So let's do this. Let's get started. I'm going to start with the Whiskey Business card, the Whiskey Business stamp set, and make a card with that. So let me move my things out of the way here. And the Whiskey Business is on page 82 of our new catalog. Yay. And I know I owe a couple people a catalog. I will get those out. My goal is to get some of those mailed tomorrow. So it's right here on page 82, and it's just a fun stamp set. You know, I grew up with the old decanters being around the house, and my parents had a few parties here and there, and it's just it just brings back some great memories of being home and seeing the decanter on the counter, and there might still be one there. I'm sure there is, because Dad's over there. So I am working with I'm going to bring out a piece of white cardstock. So I'm going to work with our espresso base. I made my base out of the espresso cardstock. Now, the paper I'm using, I meant to look all that up, but I'll grab it really quick here. The paper I'm using is the, how long can I keep that word going? He's the man. This designer paper is super cool. It's really fun. I have two boys, so I'm always looking for masculine type things, whether it's scrapbooking pages or, just some fun stuff. So this suite is shown on page 78 and 79 of the catalog. But you guys, it also has some really cool punch outs. They're not stickers, they're like punch out shapes. And I had grabbed a couple. Let me look around and do I Spy with my little eye, because if you saw my table, you'd be saying, yeah, you need some help, lady. These are the two pieces that I thought would even be really cute on a card, or you can make a card with it. But this one says, you make me hoppy. And this one says, my man. So there's some like grilling theme to it. And there's just a really cool theme to it. So I'll be using that paper on both of these cards. All right. So this piece is cut at 5.5 by 6.5 Okay, and then I scored it, if you did it this way, I scored it at 4 1/4, but this is going to be my front. So I'm going to go ahead and take my little bone folder and crease that. I do have a website, candystampers.com, and a host code for this month is right here as well. So that will be on my space here, and I will bring it back and forth. Let me see if it's even in the camera. Probably not, so I'll just put it over here. All right, so next I have my inside piece, and I am using Sahara sand on this. I'm going to glue that down. And I think if I move my glue a little closer, that would be super smart. Okay, Ida's here. Hello, Ida. Nice to see that you're here. Okay, let's get this glued right about there. That's more centered. There we go. Hi, Tess. Welcome. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Did I make that crooked again? There. Yeah, I must put a lot of glue on that. Hey, look, I got my nails done. Very pink. It was supposed to be a much lighter pink because I said I don't want anything too bright. And ta-da! Very bright. But it's all right. I said it's cool. I like it. It's different. I'm going to just keep it. All right. Next, I'm going to use another piece of Sahara sand. And this piece is 2 inches by 5 1/4. Now, you could stop. Hi, Jean. Welcome. Hello. You can do, I'll just give you this as a tip. You could just emboss this piece and put it down, and that would look really cool with the card I'm going to make. But I am going to add some designer paper to this and make it another layer. But just as a thought, you could just do an embossed piece, and that would look uber cool. Alrighty, let's go ahead. This is the piece I'm using. It has a little Cajun craze on it, but it's He's the Man Designer Series paper. It has these cool cars. The other side has more of the Sahara sand look. So I thought, well, I'm good with the cars. Let's rev this card up. Isn't that funny? Laugh, okay? Hi, Sally. Because I'm 18 years. Oh. Well, congratulations, Sally. Sally says she loves pink because she's 18 years survivor. This month on race day. Yes, Sally. You go, girl. That is super cool. Makes my heart happy. So next we're going to go ahead and glue this down to our little flap. Our little flap front of the card. And this is going to go just like that. Okay, so I find when I'm trying to come up with lives, and please send me ideas if you have any that you would like me to show you, but I kind of find that if I stick with a card design, then I can use different stamp sets and come up with different cards and give you that idea to look at your stamps maybe a little differently and go, oh, that would be a cool card to do with that simple design. Sometimes they're not all that simple, but sometimes they are. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is add on a piece of my espresso. And this piece is my 3 by 3 1/2. So it's 3 inches wide, 3 1/2 inches tall. So then I'm going to add on top of that my Very Vanilla. And this is my front. So I wrote on my notes that this was my front. And then when I was writing down the size of this, I couldn't think of what I wanted to call it. So I called this piece my front. So this piece is 2 3/4 by 3 1/4. You know, sometimes when those words just don't pop out of your brain and out of your mind there, I just make them up. Why not? So this piece is going to end up like this on the front, and that's going to be the way my card will open, like that. So what am I doing next? Well, I can go ahead and glue this down. So let's do that. We'll glue this little front onto the front. Now you'll remember what you can call your front piece here, and then glue it to the front, the front panel. Hey, like I said, sometimes we just have to entertain ourselves, and I'm pretty good about doing that. I'm finding more and more I can definitely entertain myself. All right, so I added this as very vanilla just to kind of give a little change of the color. Originally, I had done this color. I don't think this was the right one, but it was just too blended in. So I said, nope, looked a little dull. So I needed it to be a little more vibrant. But before I glue this on, no, I can glue it down. So you can either glue this flat, but I'm going to put some dimensionals here because I like to have dimension on my cards. And you just want to be careful that you're not going to glue this down. So I'm going to kind of eyeball where I want it to go. And then that way I can cover those dimensionals and not worry about gluing my card shut. So if I put a bunch on the back and then put it down, of course, I would then glue my card shut. So I don't want it to be super centered, or do I? And it can come up just a smidge. So right about there, I'm committed, okay? Well, I mean, I'm committed to my card, not anywhere else. So you guys don't get the wrong idea. Hi, Melva. All right. Next, what I'm going to do is grab some scraps. I brought over some vanilla cardstock, and it's so funny because I don't use vanilla very often. Most of my stuff seems like it's all white, depending on my designer paper that I'm using. So I am going to use some vanilla, and I'm going to stamp in our early espresso. I'm going to stamp a couple of the little glasses with the ice cubes in them. These were super cute. I'm going to ink them up. And these look like the glasses my dad has at home. And they look just like that with ice cubes and a little liquid. Okay, we'll do that one and we'll do this one. So they're done in the early espresso. And I'll do a little clean. I'm using one of our scrubbing pieces. Matte scrubbing cleaner. And I'm cleaning off my stamp. Oh my gosh, I do not know where my mind has gone. But it's left. It's gone somewhere. Okay, so I'm going to put my ink pad to the side. Now, Stampin' Up! Does not have any dies with this particular stamp set, but you guys, the cuts on here are super uber easy. So I'm going to just fussy cut. La la la. Fussy cut them out. It's, like I said, it's so simple to do. And I cannot tell you just how fast I am with my scissors. Oh, man. Getting a cramp in my hand. Did you guys see how fast I did that? Whew, that was fast. Okay, so I have my pieces cut out. These are going to end up here. But the next thing I want to do is show you guys this really cool dies that I don't know if you've had the opportunity to buy them yet. But if you haven't, these are a must buy. I'm telling you, I've gotten a lot of use out of these dies. These are called our Tailor-Made tags dies. And it's really cool because you can have a different shape on your tags depending on which one you're looking for. So I just went with the super simplified looking one right there. And this is the size that I used. And with that, there is my little die cut machine, but I've already done some die cutting. So I will bring it back over here in a minute, but I've already done some die cutting and I want to show you guys this really cool tip that I learned. Many times when we're using these tags, like for instance, if I put it on here, it's actually the same size as the front. So this is like the best tip with this die set that I learned. So it's the same size, and I don't know that I necessarily need it that big. So let's go ahead and do our stamping first, and then I'm going to show you a fun little tip with this. So I'm going to stamp sending you an old-fashioned birthday card. Little play on words. I'm going to go ahead and use our Early Espresso ink. And I'm going to stand for this one because I can't really see when I'm sitting down. Hello, Mary Ellen from Montana. Well, welcome. How's the weather out there today? It is about 80 degrees here in Ohio. It's a beautiful, hot day that we've all been dreaming of. We've been really cold, and this is just the first few days of some warmth. Okay, so I've got it nice and inked. Move that out of the way. So what I want to do is I'm going to stamp this as close to that little hole there because I don't think I need my die to be as long as it is. So I'm going to hold on to it without rocking it. Just give it some pressure. And yay, that came out good. Okay, so I better close my ink so I don't stick my elbow in it. So here's the thing I was telling you is this die or this piece is a little bit long, and I actually can cut it down, but I don't want to lose that stitching. So if I just cut it off, we're going to lose the stitching. But with this die, this is super cool. You can actually line it up wherever you want. It'll fit right back in the little stitched holes. And you just line it up there. Fit it in. I could go even a little smaller, but I think we'll try that. So let me move this out of the way. Bring over my handy dandy mini die cutting machine. Now, the tip with this die cutting machine, if you've missed some of my lives when I've done this, is you cannot put your plates and everything like this through the machine. It feels like it's not going to work, and it's just too thick for it to get started. So I call it, where's the camera? I call it like feathering it back. And when you put your die down, so you always want to put this down first. You don't want to have this cut on your plate. That was after a class, so it's okay. It's all right. It still works. So you want to have your plate covering this. So I'm using my clear number 2 plate. You do not want your die really far up front because again, it's just too thick for it to go through. So I'm going to just put it back here a little bit, and I have it seated in those little holes. So as long as it's back here, it's going to work. Fingers crossed, right? There we go. Now, I only need it to cut that very end off, so I don't have to roll it all the way through again. And look, is that not the coolest tip? I have now made my little tag a little bit shorter. So I just cut a small amount off. You can cut whatever you want off, but you could even make these super like halfway, whatever size you need. It is the coolest tip that I've ever learned. So I like passing that stuff on to you guys because it's something we can all learn together. So I am not going to color these in, but you can. But I'm going to put my little tag, and look at how much nicer now. It's not the same width. It's just a little bit smaller, and that was what I was shooting for. So I also want to add, where is my scrap of paper? I don't know, but I can use this piece here. Because I want to add a piece of ribbon, but we're not using white right now. So if you didn't know, I want to show you this. Our blends will color the ribbon, and it dries fairly quickly. This is one of the new blends from the Neutrals pack. I'm not sure that it's not called Neutrals, you guys. I'm sorry, I'll have to look that name up and type it in at the end. But it's one of our new blends that Stampin' Up! Just recently brought out in this new catalog. And all you have to do is just run it across your ribbon. And of course I have my scrap piece underneath me. But because it's an alcohol marker, it'll dry fairly quickly. So I'm going to leave it there for a second, cap this back up, and you are going to be amazed at how fast that dries. And especially because this ribbon isn't like super thick, it really does. Dries quickly. Might still be a little bit wet. But isn't that cool? So I'll just wave my ribbon to dry it. Cole, you're getting rain the next 2 days. Oof. Well, very dry. Well, we are supposed to get some rain, so it's probably the rain that you're going to be sending our way. So that's okay, because the rain makes corn, and corn makes whiskey, and well, anyway. So that's a song, of course. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this off, and I am going to tie just a little bit on here. But it's already dry, you guys. It's super fast drying. Okay, come on, ribbon. There we go. I just wanted a little knot to add some color. So, a simple little knot. Yay. And yay. Now I can just give that a little trim. And if that goes that way, that should go that way. There we go. So here we go. Let's put this baby together. All right. Because originally I was going to use the large decanter. I actually cut it out. Where did I put that? But it was really big. So, well, here's the stamp. It was just really large and it didn't look right. But you can do it, because I was then going to hang this off the bottom. But it just wasn't the look I was looking for. So here we go. Dimensionals to my left. You know, it'd be really helpful if I always put them in the same spot, but I don't. But I'm sure that would be helpful. Like have a dimensional place where they go. Alrighty, so let's do this. And I could color these, you guys, but I didn't want to. I'm going to be honest. I just didn't want to. I didn't feel like it. So I'm keeping it quick and simple, adding a couple of glasses, and then I am popping those up too because they're stinking cute. This little tag. And we're going to add our little tag right about there. Isn't that cool? Just a fun, simple card, and I didn't glue it together. I didn't glue it shut, I should say. But let me add one more little thing. I've got to put that decanter in here. And I am going to just ink this up. Oh, yeah. And we're going to just put this right about here. I think it's such a cool stamp. And then, of course, we have to add some words to the inside. So the front said, sending you an old-fashioned birthday card. And then on the inside, I'm going to use this cute stamp that says, here, I'll show you. It says, straight up, you're the best. So I want to make sure I hide it behind this flap and not just go willy-nilly crazy and stamp it too high. So I'm going to be careful where I put that. So as long as it's about here. Yay, straight up, you were the best. And look, I got it down low enough. So isn't that cool? You guys, this card is really, really simple. Of course, that took me like, what, 20 minutes to make, half an hour, because I talk so much. But anyway, I wanted to show you that. So I'm going to make another one using the Brewed for You stamp set. And it's going to be the same, little bit, it's the same but different. How's that? Thanks, Sally. Thank you. Thank you, Melva. Yeah, I really liked it. I thought it would be kind of a fun card. I'll be saving this one for my dad. He'll be 98 this year, and he still likes his old-fashioned whiskey. Well, actually, he's a bourbon guy. Bourbon and 7. Every now and then. That sounds good. Okay, so the next card, I'm going to use a black base. So the same designer paper, the same tags. I pretty much kept things the same, but it's different. You'll see. Okay, so same measurements, 6.5 by 5.5, and then when I scored it, I did it this way, and it was scored at 4.25. So then the nice bone folder helps. So now I can get my my next pieces on here. So again, I use the Sahara sand. This is 2 by 5.25. Again, if you didn't want to use designer paper, or I know sometimes we do like a lot of the same card and you just might run out of designer paper, you could do this with an embossing folder and not use up the designer paper. Just simply go with cardstock and it'll look great. You can emboss that through your embossing folder and it'll look really, really cool. Okay, so here's the next piece of paper that they have in that. It's one of the cutest designs, I think. So this is going to go right on here. There is a dark brown, the espresso color, on a couple of the pieces, which I thought was really nice. You know what? Before we close, I'm going to show you the scrapbook page I did last night. Just a quick peek at it. Because I used a lot of the paper from this pack, not this one, but it came out really cool. Okay, so here we go. I need my inside. Come here, inside. There we go. Again, Sahara sand. This is 4 by 5.25. Love my glue because it'll slide around, and I'm not committed exactly until I'm ready. That's done. Okay. So back to the front. So when you have your piece here, and this piece again is the my front. This is 3 by 3.5. I can actually, you can do it either way. You can do it this way. You can make it a much bigger piece, but you can also have it go in this direction. Why not? There's no rules. This is whatever we want. So I decided that this piece is going to go in this direction. And I used the brick mortar 3D embossing folder, I believe is what it's called. Now, it might look a little crooked, or it might be that maybe you've had one too many and things are just looking a little crooked, but or it might really be crooked. But let's go ahead and glue that down, and we'll glue that right on here onto my black little piece. Now this piece is my front that I was telling you about on the last card, because I just couldn't think of what to call it. So this is my front, and that's 2 3/4 by 3.25. It's a little slanted, but I'm okay. Oh, you know what? That wasn't what I wanted to do. Hold please, one moment. Rip. I wanted to do that in vanilla because I wanted it to pop. So I have already embossed it. That's why there were 2 sitting here. Now I remember. It's a good thing I remembered. And it wasn't too late. But again, I wanted it in vanilla. And I, again, have already embossed it. You guys, this is the embossing folder. If you don't have this one, it is super cool. It'll emboss a very large area too. But I'm just using it on this little piece. And again, I wanted that vanilla to kind of pop off of the page. Okay, good. Thank goodness I salvaged that one, right? Okay, getting all this stuff off of my space here. Now, I want to have some scrap paper. I do have my vanilla. I'm going to use our early espresso. I tried to keep it simple and just using pretty much the same, but I am bringing in another color in a minute. So I need 3 cups. Uno, dos, tres. Okay, there's 3 of those. Then I need some beer foam because, and you know, if you're not a drinker, it could be root beer. So this could be root beer foam or sarsaparilla. Yep, it could be. So you just have to use your imagination that it doesn't have to be alcohol if that's not your thing. It could be root beer or sarsaparilla. See how easily we adapt. Okay, next I am done with the espresso. Well, for this moment. I'm bringing in our Cajun Craze and adding in some color to our drink. So I am pretending like this is beer because it's almost 5 o'clock somewhere and I am actually getting very thirsty. Probably because I don't stop talking. I think that goes right about there. Ooh, that is dark. This is a very dark, what do they call it? A lager. I'm going to call it a lager. Not that I really know much about beer. I know I like to drink it, and I know I have a specific type I like to drink, but other than that, couldn't tell you a thing about it. But I know that's tasty on a hot day and a cold beer. Nothing like it. Okay, so these dies are super perfect. They fit right across here and they would fit right across here. And I would go run it through my machine. And just like the magic of TV, they're done. Yay! I sometimes totally amaze myself. So I'm going to work with this piece right here. I have my other tag already die cut. And again, it may be a little bit too long, but I think it'll be okay because I've turned this, I think we're going to be all right. So I was thinking that I could do 3 of these, and I'm really hoping that they fit right across here. But I need to have enough room for my foam, my beer foam on the top. So let's find the middle, which looks right about there. And I'm going to pop these up because they're hoppy and poppy. Again, I totally cracked myself up. They're hoppy and poppy. So that's why we're popping them up. Okay. Here we go. There's number 1 and number 2. Love my dimensionals. Stampin' Up! Has these awesome dimensionals. And if you guys are fairly new to Stampin' Up! Or have never heard this tip, when you're done with all of these inside, you can cut these apart along the edges and use them. So I keep those little edges and don't toss them because they work just as well. You just have to use your scissors. I have actually ripped them apart, but it is better with a pair of scissors. Okay, here's my hoppy and now poppied beer. They're kind of close together. That one's a little crooked. I think it looks good. So on here, I found because I've popped this up, you would have to put some glue on there and do that. Or you can put a little dimensional right there on our smaller dimensionals. And I can actually, hopefully, pop that right up just like that. Right off of the edge of the cup. Look at how cute. How darn stinking cute is that? I love this stamp set. It is so cute. Hello, Mary Ellen. Isn't there a retired stamp set with a straw in it? Oh, yeah, there was one. And I can't remember if that was a celebration stamp set. I know the paper we had some paper. I don't know why I'm thinking celebration, but I could be wrong. Yeah, that would be cute. Yeah, we could put a little straw in here. turn. There. We could put a little straw. That would be adorable. There's probably a die somewhere that has a little piece. Okay. There it is. Tried to escape, but I caught it. And pop in the last piece. Oh, how stinking cute is that? All right, so this stamp set, did I have the words out? Yes, I thought I did. And this one, oh, I wanted to give you guys a tip because this stamp is not really sticking to my block. And I've had people tell me that they don't like these because they don't stick. But did you know that you can either simply rinse it under water, under cold water, and don't do like I did and don't use a paper towel on the back, because why? Because that will also add more paper to the back. But they get paper fibers on them from us using them, and then they become not as sticky. But you can take like a baby wipe. I use some that are not perfumed, and what I do, or even a damp cloth, but I just take and wipe the back off and then, you know, kind of let it dry. Even after I rinse them, I'll just air dry them like that, and then it'll stick again. So if you ever have your photopolymer stamps that are not working out, they're not behaving, they might need help. They might have paper fibers stuck to the back and they just need a little help. So let's see if I can get that to lay down straight again. It's crooked. Here, let's see if this is better. Yes. So now that's a little bit better. Okay, let's grab that brown Early Espresso dark brown ink. And this one says, another round for your birthday. Da, 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 da. And I am going to find, oops, I don't know that I'm in the camera. Here you go. Oh, I'm going to hold my breath on this one and cross my eyes and hope it is right where I want it. Yes! Good enough. It's working for me. Now, again, you can make your tag a little smaller, but it's fine because I have the room for it this time. So let's go ahead. Remember how I colored my ribbon on the last one? I had another one sitting aside. And if you didn't see that, you're going to just take your ribbon with your brush marker and brush over it. Just one time, just swoop, and it'll color it. Works great. But I had one prepared. I was a campfire girl. I know the Boy Scouts motto is what, always be prepared, but I was a campfire girl. I was a bluebird and I flew up to Campfire Girls when I was very young. I love being silly, but I really was. And I don't remember what our motto was. It was probably buy chocolate mint candy when we would have our candy sales. And that was probably our motto, because I know I loved those things. I don't think they still sell those. Okay, so I'm cutting these at an angle. Angled them off. And now we're going to just, let's add this to our card first, and then we can add the tag. So this will go right about here. And again, I am going to, no, I won't pop this up because it's going to be pretty hoppy and poppy. So I'm going to lay this flat. This time, I'm going to just kind of have a vision as to where I think this will work. Yeah, that's my vision. It looks pretty good. We'll put it right about here. And I don't want it all the way to the edge because I kind of like that look over there. Scooch it up. Yay! And I'm going to add some dimensionals on the back of this, but I don't know that that's going to fit. So I will have it hang off a little bit. So let's just put them across the top. See, we're just going to make it work, right? Right across the top. That way I don't have anything hanging off the bottom, and I won't, again, I will not glue my card shut. Oh, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is just a really fun stamp set that, well, both of them are very fun stamp sets that I have super enjoyed staring at and wondering, what am I going to do with them? And now, here's what I did with it. Is that not cute? Oh, hey, we need something for the inside. So it says, another round for your birthday. I have the perfect one here. Let's see. This one is, this one's cute. And get that stamp off. Let's put this one on. And let's see how that's supposed to go on. Okay, I'll surprise you. So get our glue out. Dun, 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 dun. It says, oh, ale, yes. Oh, ale, yes. Again, you want to watch that it's under your flap. Oh, ale, yes. How cute is that? Wow, that looks really cool with that black. It almost looks like that ink is black. But I promise you it is not. It is the espresso. Look at how cute. Oh my gosh, I have 2 cards done. And I even have extra pieces because I actually was going to have them done before I went live. And I said, nope, let's just do it live and see how it all comes out. It was called the roll of the dice, right? Sometimes that's how I roll. I hope you enjoyed that as I'm sitting here looking for where I stuck the other card. Not far from me, not far from me. So these are the 2 cards. Wait, this little smudge on here is bugging me. So there's my 2 fun cards for you. Again, it could be for the guy, it could be for girl. But I'm envisioning this being for Dad and my brother because that's the kind of stuff they love. So thanks for joining me. Oh, let me grab my scrapbook pages and I'm just going to wave them under the camera really quickly. I did them for a class and I thought they came out really cute. I did them for my my club last night. But this is with the He's the Man designer paper. And this is what, and some of the little punch outs. So this is how it came out. I thought it was super cool. And then this was the other page. Love that Volkswagen. I grew up with a Volkswagen in our family and we used to take it camping. Mom and Dad would take us to the Colorado River and we had many a fun time. Every summer, water skiing on the Colorado River in about 115-degree weather. Oh, yeah. I do love the sun and that ice cold water. So it was super cool. Thank you for joining me. I will be back next Wednesday. I am working on making some reels on Instagram. So if you're an Instagrammer, you'll have to start following me over there. I only have 1 done so far. I have another one in the works, but they're really fun and super exciting to try to come up. It's a big challenge for me to come up with some ideas. So thanks again for joining me. I am trying to think if there was anything else I needed to tell you guys, but I don't think so. Thanks, Dina. Thank you. So thanks for joining me. I hope you have a happy day as well. And before I go, I think maybe I need to have a beer from our... I did not get that on my card. I just did. I need to have a beer from my local brewery. Look at my hands are all wet. And I brought myself a glass over to say cheers to all of you. Thanks for joining me and have an awesome day, an awesome weekend. And I will see you next week. Thanks. I'm glad you guys love my pages. I love them too. I'll have to do a page for you soon. Hopefully this will dry. Thanks, you guys. Have a good one. Talk to you next time. Ciao and cheers.